the statements that were made by the previous leadership of Iran and the statements made by the newly elected president, these are statements which reflect a very responsible position. Iran is not interested in escalation. And if we are to read analyses, including from the United States and in Europe, analysts state that escalation, as the practical developments show, is something which Israel is interested in. And Hezbollah has been very much restrained in its actions. The leader Nasrallah of Hezbollah delivered a number of public statements which reaffirm that position. However, the sentiment is that there's an attempt to provoke them and to provoke them into a full-blown engagement of Hezbollah. And the purpose, the aim of this provocation, as in the view of analysts, is the U.S. Direct participation with its armed forces in this conflict. I very much hope that the West will do everything possible to ensure that these provocative thoughts, these provocative mindsets, if Israel has this, for them to remain mindsets, or better yet, for them to be completely forgotten. We are doing everything possible to calm tensions. But speaking of Iranian interests, naturally, Yemen needs to be mentioned here. And when in response to Israel's operation in Gaza, the collective punishment, yes, the terrorist attack was unacceptable. We always reaffirm this. But when it comes to collective punishment in violation of international humanitarian law, one cannot fight against one form of violation through other violations. It's the same principle here. So Ansar Allah and the Houthis then said that they would stand by the side of the Palestinian people. They would facilitate surmounting of the blockade, help to reach an end to the war inter alia through the use of their capabilities in order to prevent the entry of vessels, navigation of vessels in the Red Sea, which are carrying something for the benefit of Israel. The U.S. response and the U.K.'s response was immediate. They sent an immediate fleet, and instead of seeking a resolution to de-escalate tensions first and foremost, to engage in negotiations with Israel in order to somehow reach an agreement as to how to implement those resolutions that were adopted after the 4 or 5 vetoes. Ultimately, they remain dead letter. Instead, they resorted to military force. They are shelling Yemeni territory, including objects that have nothing to do with Ansar Allah. There are abundant factors in the region, and some politicians are looking to capitalize on these to foment a large-scale war there inter alia, to gain an opportunity to accuse Iran, not just to accuse Iran, but also to use new cutting-edge weaponry against Iran. This is a short-sighted, futile policy, and we actively stand against it. And we take measures against it. And Arab countries, the Muslim world, the League of Arab States, the Islamic Organization for Islamic Cooperation, all of our allies, and we agree that we cannot allow for this to take place. And we hope that we will achieve that.